Hello everybody, it's been a bit of a while, hasn't it, since I uploaded something? Well, the reason for that is well, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, you will recall I said that I was going to be back back home on Saturday, and ready to make new videos. That has not happened, I am not back home yet, and the reason for that is my university is playing silly buggers with me, to cut a long story short. So, I'm not back home yet, and that means I'm stuck with my kind of temporary PC setup here at the minute, which I'm using, which means that I don't have save games for a lot of my games. I don't have save games for Dragon Age, Kaiserreich, Oblivion. Fallout 3 isn't even bloody installed on this computer at the minute. So I kind of can't record any of those new episodes on them, and I feel bad for sort of promising people I'd be ready to go by Saturday, and I'm actually not, through even though it's because of circumstances beyond my control, but whatever. So I decided to do something I was originally not planning to do for a while, but kind of bring it forward a bit and do it now, but with a twist. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Let's Play IL-2 Sturmovik Ironman mode. As in, well, for those of you who don't understand what game this is IL-2 Sturmovik is a fairly hardcore-ish, if a bit dated, flight sim. World War II combat flight simulator, if you like. And I know a whole bunch of people probably instantly closed the tab at that point when I mentioned those horrifying words, but for the rest of you who are still here, it's a fairly hardcore flight sim, and I have played this game for a long ass time. I've got it on Steam, but I've had it since before Steam, like the original version of the game without any of the expansions, so the amount of hours I've spent playing this probably goes into triple digits easily. And it's one of my favourite games of all time, and I wanted to do a series of this. Well, I did almost do a series of it ages ago, but I kind of aborted it after a few episodes because it wasn't very good. I wasn't really very pleased with it, so here's attempt 2, I suppose. And anyway, we're going to be playing in Ironman mode, and the reason for that is this is kind of a temporary thing. I wanted to do something that I could put up for you guys to watch that wouldn't necessarily take a very long time in between me getting everything sorted out. So we're going to be playing a pilot career. I've streamed this game before on my Twitch channel, so some of you might already be familiar with it, come to think of it. But usually in that I was really just dicking around in the quick mission builder, like that time where I tried to break the sound barrier in a MiG, which was kind of amusing, but that's not really what the game's about. We're going to be doing a pilot career, where you make a pilot and you pick an air force from World War II and you fly in a bunch of different theaters, like from, you know, the Pacific Ocean all the way to the Eastern Front in Russia, throughout the Second World War in a variety of airplanes, and you do basically a dynamic campaign where you keep your stats and things are persistent and blah 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 blah. And basically I'm going to be playing Iron Man. So if I die, then that's the end of the Let's Play, basically. For those of you who are fans of 1F Jeff, you'll be familiar with this concept already. But yeah, if I die, then that is it. That is the end of the Let's Play. And because the game is the way it is, it's very hard. So death is a common occurrence. And also, sometimes you can just screw up. Like if I screw up my landing on my very first mission and plonk my plane straight into the tarmac and explode, then that's it. That's the end of the Let's Play. It was 1 episode long. Rest in peace, we hardly knew ye. And that's okay, because this is really only a temporary thing. It's not supposed to take like 500 episodes like some of my other Let's Plays are doing / have done. So that's okay. So, without further ado, let's just get on with this. So, first of all, as a pilot, here's Sorcerer Dave, because apparently his parents had a cruel, bizarre sense of humour. And just for old time's sake, his call sign is going to be Jingles. So there we go. So yeah, we go to pilot career. Ignore that. That's kind of just a test campaign I had going in the background. We're going to create a new campaign. As you can see, there's a crap ton of people we can choose from. I think on a stream once I actually played as Slovakia, because they're actually in the game and they're playable, if you can believe it. Even the frigging Netherlands. Look at that. Royal Netherlands Air Force in the Pacific. That's in there. That's in the game. We're not going to be doing the Netherlands, though. Sorry, people from the Netherlands. Maybe someday. We're actually going to be playing as Great Britain, so the RAF. The reason for that is this is a modded version of IL-2. So I've got a bunch of mods, including, well, the main one is HFFX, kind of an overhaul-ish mod type thing. Full info will be in the description as usual. But I also have a bunch of campaign mods, specifically for expanding kind of the Western Front area of the game, which was a bit bare bones in the original. So I have a bunch of campaigns, as you can see here, by Burka, the name of the fellow who made it, basically. Because originally, in the original game, you only got this one, the Royal Air Force Far East Command, which was okay, but not very good, honestly, in my personal opinion. So we're going to be playing as Great Britain, mainly because I'm the most familiar with their planes, and they also, well, their particular campaign, from the point where I want to start it, starts off fairly easy and gets harder as it goes onwards. So it has a nice learning curve, and they also have a nice variety of planes to choose from. Some of the other nations don't. The Germans, for example, you kind of get your 109s and you get your Focke-Wulfs, and that's basically it. If you want to be a fighter pilot anyway, which I do. I want to be a brainless fighter jock. Certainly in my case. Anyway, yeah, we get to pick a rank, and I know you probably already noticed this. The reason for this is because, well, for some reason, installing the HSFX mod kind of broke the ranks for the RAF for some reason. It turned him in, it made them all, listed them all in Russian rather than English, basically. And I was like, how the hell do I fix that? I can't read Russian. So I went online and some guy said, oh, that's easy. You fix it by renaming some, .text file in the game files or whatever the fuck. And that didn't work, clearly. It just went from Russian to a bunch of incomprehensible vowels. But that's okay, because I know what they are, because they're completely and utterly identical to Australia. So it goes Flight Sergeant, Pilot Officer, Flying Officer, Flight Lieutenant, Squadron Leader, Wing Commander, Group Captain. And it will, on the briefing screens and stuff, it will actually refer to our ranks in English, and rather than whatever language this is. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be starting off at the bottom of the food chain, so we're going to be a Flight Sergeant. And we're going to be doing... This is the Mediterranean campaign, which starts you off in Malta and North Africa and goes all the way to Sicily and Italy, I think. I don't want to do that one. I'm just going to do the regular old West Front campaign for our air fighter pilots, which will start us off basically on the Western Front around the English Channel and that sort of thing. So, and it will run through pretty much the entire war. I think it goes all the way up to Market Garden in 1944 in Holland. So, yeah, let's start. Oh, difficulty settings, right. Flight model, all difficulty settings are on. Weapons and stores are all set to the most realistic settings. Views. I have no external views off, because I want to be able to occasionally go outside the plane and show you guys maybe what it looks like, or whatever, or show you maybe if I've taken damage or something on the plane, or show you like a few holes in my fuselage or whatever. I do want friendly views, I do want aircraft views, so that I can switch to other friendly aircraft in the area. Carrier views. Other friendly aircraft in the area to see what they're up to. If maybe after I've bailed out and I want to see how the rest of the mission is unfolding, I can switch to other people. So we do want a speed bar, because I can't be asked to look at the control panel in the aircraft, because I can't read miles per hour. My brain is geared to metric, and these British planes use imperial measurements. So, and yeah, we don't want padlocks. We want cockpit always on. Okay, icons and map. We want no map icons, but we do want the player map icon. Otherwise, I'll keep getting lost. And we do want the minimap path, so we can actually see where our mission is supposed to be taking us. And we do want HUD icons. That's a big deal. Originally, I would have liked to have played this game without HUD icons on at all, and I have done it in the past. And the problem is, the HUD icons, well, you know what, fuck it, I'll explain that later. Then I'll actually be able to show you what I'm talking about. MISC settings, yeah, all this is switched on. restricted shared kills, head shape, turbulence, clouds, blah blah blah, all this stuff. So I've basically got it with a few minor exceptions, mainly in the icons and the views section. I've got this on the highest difficulty settings available. So this is going to be pretty friggin' hard. This game is difficult. It's the Dark Souls of air combat games, as far as I'm concerned. But unlike Dark Souls, if you know what you're doing, you don't tend to die all the time, just because there are other options, like you can crash land or bail out or whatever. So anyway, let's start. I think we can only have number 1 squadron, so Plays of Earth, London, 1919, that will do, fine, whatever. So as you can see here, there's a whole bunch of different operations we can choose from and planes, as you can see here. It begins with 1939, when the war is declared, then goes to 1940, which is the Blitzkrieg, where Germany's rampaging through France, and then it goes to here, where it's written in German for some reason, but that's supposed to be Dunkirk, where the British and French have been encircled at Dunkirk and are being evacuated. And that's the one we're going to start with. Blitzkrieg and Phony War are annoying because they're actually pretty difficult, whereas Dunkirk is a bit more forgiving. And so from that point onwards, we'll end up going through the Battle of Britain, and then going across the Channel again, and then helping the mighty 8th Air Force. You know, the Americans bomb the crap out of the Germans. And then there'll be D-Day and Market Garden and all that sort of thing. Not that I expect we'll get that far. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to start in Dunkirk. We're going to start flying a Spitfire instead of a Hurricane because Spitfires are better. They just are. I'm actually going to go through these and set these to other planes as well, because I think if you set these up, when you progress to the next stage, it will give you this aircraft. Otherwise, we could end up with a really crappy aircraft when we move on to the next stage. So, let's have, yeah, about 8. I really don't think we'll get this far, so there's not much point in me actually doing this, but whatever. I'll do it anyway. Set that to a Tempest. Definitely want to get a Tempest if we do make it that fast by some miracle. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to start here in Dunkirk with number 1 squadron because, yeah, we don't get a choice. And we'll generate. Right. Oh god, we're 12 minutes in and I've not even properly started yet. Never mind. You guys will be used to my style of commentary by this point, but anyway, never mind. So, here we are. We are assigned to the 1st Squadron, commanded by Squadron Leader Austin, who is down here somewhere. Yep, here we are. We are at RAF Hawking, down here. So we're based in England. We're not actually in France, because the only bit of France we've got left is, well, this stuff down here in Dunkirk, here, which is this tiny, tiny pocket, which has been surrounded by all the Germans who are slowly crushing us to death, and we're desperately evacuating troops onto ships and taking them back across to England, basically. So it's May 22nd, 1940. This is the wind conditions and stuff for this mission. Bit of wind. Light gust. Ugh, that's going to be wonderful. Trying to take off in that, but never mind. No turbulence. We have to cover the area near Dunkirk. Our artillery positions were attacked repeatedly over the past days. You have to protect them. Flight Sergeant Dave will fly in Lieutenant, I should say, because it is English. Tronson's wing in the 2nd flight of 4 planes. Distance to target 60 nautical miles. Flight altitude 20,000. 20,000 feet? That's pretty high up, actually. Alright, yes, in English, as in England, we pronounce lieutenant as lieutenant. I don't know why, we just do. So, so this is our group. It's 2 flights of 4. We are in the back end of the 2nd flight. So, yeah. Squadron Leader Austin is doing the 1st one, and then there's us, Flight Sergeant Dave, at the back there, bringing up the rear of the entire formation. So that'll be fun. Let's have a look at our plane. No, just default loadout apparently. This is what we're flying. Spitfire Mark 1, 1939 edition apparently. It's okay. I'll talk more about it once we get into the into the game itself. It's a pretty good plan, but it has a few rather important problems. Let's set up pilot to default. I don't know why that was set to a Russian one. So yeah, I've already got my weapon convergence distances and shit set up. Probably most people don't even know what those are, so never mind. So yeah, that's our mission. We're going to fly across to Dunkirk and try and shoot down anyone trying to blow up our artillery positions there. Probably fail miserably. Hopefully we won't die, that's the main thing. Here's our squadron, and yeah, all the ranks are screwed up as before. Who's got the most sorties so far? Nobody's got any kills, but apparently Dura has gone on 10 sorties so far, so he's probably the most experienced. We are a newbie. We're a total greenhorn. We got here with no sorties. This is our first ever mission. We're straight out of flight school. And we're going to try not to die horribly, so let's go. If it ever loads. This is running off an SSD, so it should load pretty quickly. There we go. Hello, world. Right, yeah, first thing to note, I'm using what is called a track IR. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a small device, it's technically a kind of camera, that's mounted on the top of my computer screen, which tracks my head movements and translates them to head movement in the game. Now, while I'm moving around like this, my voice volume might fluctuate a bit because I'm actually moving my head around, and this microphone is directional, so I don't know, it could get a bit weird from time to time. But basically it makes it much easier to keep track of my surroundings while I'm flying around, because I don't have to let go of the stick and use the mouse or anything like that, so that's pretty good. I can actually pause it, there we go, so it's just mouse control now. And if here's the main thing, like, I'm going to be using this no matter what. I can understand if it causes a bit of motion sickness for some people, because some people it just does, or makes them feel dizzy or whatever. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. I'm going to be using it because it's, in my honest opinion, the best and probably only way to play this game properly, certainly at this difficulty level. Trying to use just the hat switch on the joystick and the mouse is just impossible, frankly, so with that disclaimer out of the way, let's pause the head tracking. And here's our plane. Here we are, we're at the back of the queue. About half of them are taken off so far, so I need to get my engine switched on, I think, really. Holy crap. Okay, so, let's go. Sorry, chaps. Just talking to myself in the cockpit as usual. Oh dear. Yeah, this head tracking, by the way, isn't perfect. You'll notice when I look down like that, it gets really friggin' twitchy. I don't really know why that is. It's just probably because of my dodgy setup here, but hey, whatever. Have you guys gone yet? If I can just... Oh, wait, no, there he goes. Right, there's the guy in front of me going. You can tell because he's blowing all sorts of dust in our faces. So here's the first hurdle. Take off without crashing into the ground and killing ourselves, because if we do, it will be officially the shortest let's play in human history, most likely. Shouldn't be too difficult though. I've got a lot of practice with taking off in this game. Let's see, yep, 190 kph, off we go. Yeah, and now we're getting yelled at for being late taking off. Sorry. So that's we are our wingman to that guy in front of us. In theory, we need to follow this guy around and stick to him like glue and help him out and stuff like that. I don't know how much I'm actually going to do that, but we'll see. I'm a bit disobedient when it comes to this game, honestly. I tend to just fly around and do what I want. Now, other big caveat to this game, right? Two things to discuss right now. First thing, you see those little logos there, the little numbers? That's basically telling me how far away those guys are, and also because they're red, it's telling me they're on my team. If those were blue markers, that would mean that those were German planes. Now, I mentioned earlier HUD icons. That's what HUD icons are, those things. Now, normally, well, what I would wish was the case, I wish I could play with them off, because it's more realistic. That way, you have to kind of identify your targets before you actually bloody shoot them, because you've got no magic, label floating over them telling you who they are. or, what side they're on. But unfortunately, well, one, my spotting skills are rubbish, because my eyesight is crap, apparently. But in addition to that, wow, we really need to catch up. These guys are getting away from us. But in addition to that, the enemy AI in this game kind of cheats a lot. For example, they don't have to deal with engine overheating and stuff like that. You'll notice it a lot when these guys pulling away from us like this on like full blast throttle, which you can't maintain normally for a very long time. But in addition to that, especially where the enemy AI is concerned, they aren't programmed to sort of get confused and not know whose side a plane is on until they get close enough to actually see. So they will be able to spot you from 5 kilometers away and be like, that is an enemy plane, we must engage and terminate them, and then they will home in on you from that distance and know exactly whose side you're on, which is a bit annoying. So in the interest of fairness more than anything else, I've got these tags turned on so that I'm on an even footing, basically, with the AI, because, to be honest, the AI are better pilots than me already. I don't want to give them any more advantages if I can possibly help it. There's a bunch of different modes you can set these icons to. At the minute, I've got the most minimal ones possible. All it does is tell you distance, and that's it. Ideally, I wish it was just like a blob that told you there's a plane there, but no. Because if you put them on like full info, it tells you what plane it is and who's flying it and stuff like that, which is a bit much, honestly. I've also... Here's my map, by the way. As you can see, it's got our waypoints marked on it, and it's got the position of our plane, but it doesn't show us any other plane, so I can't cheat and use the map as a kind of onboard radar system. So I do still need to keep my eyes out, and planes only get labels on them when they're below 5 kilometers away from you. Past that, they're just a dot. And in addition to that, if they're actually quite close to the ground, sometimes the labels sort of screw up a bit, and you can't see them properly as well, so it's still kind of difficult. But and the other thing is, as you can see here, I'm not actually touching the controls right now. I've got autopilot on. If I can turn it off and on. I will be using autopilot just for convenience's sake. When we're just flying in transit to places, it's easier for me to just take my hands off the controls, put autopilot on, and then speed up the game like this to speed up the transition to actually getting into some action. And with that out of the way, since we're probably going to be a while crossing over the channel here to Dunkirk, I'm actually going to skip ahead in the recording until we actually, well, get there and see something interesting. So, I'll see you guys in a minute. Attention! You are now entering France. Yep, that's France down there. We just got to the other side of the channel. Haven't spotted anything yet. What's our altitude limit? 6,200 meters. So we're really freaking high up. We're around 20,000 feet, I think. I could probably... well, I could look at my altimeter and actually tell us how high up we are, if it weren't for the fact that my track IR time kind of spazzes out a bit if I look down. Oh, it's annoying. But whatever. So yeah, while we're cruising around up here looking for Germans, I thought I'd talk a bit about the plane we're flying. I'm going to put it back into autopilot for now. So this is the Spitfire Mark 1. Defining features of the Spitfire Mark 1. So far... Oh, I can't switch to external view. That's a pain in the ass. I thought I set it so I could switch to external view. Well, apparently I can switch to external view on other people's planes, but not my own. That's a bit silly, but fine. Anyway, here's the Spitfire Mark 1, and defining features of it. Well, it's pretty fast compared to the Germans' planes. It's probably on a par with the 109s. The Bf 109 Messerschmitts, which we'll be fighting probably most above all else. It's very maneuverable. It's an exceptionally good turn fighter. It turns really fast in a sort of horizontal plane of movement. It's very, very good at that. It's average at climb rate, and it has an average roll rate. So, rocking the plane from side to side like this, that's your roll rate. It's actually kind of bad up here because up at high altitude, the air is thinner, which means that these control surfaces here, my ailerons, these things waggling around on the end of my wings, they've got less air to work with, which means it's a bit unresponsive. But so as far as like performance and stuff goes, the plane is pretty good. However, it has two important problems. The first of which is this: if I push the nose down too sharply, the negative G-forces on my plane cause my engine to cut out momentarily, like it's doing that, struggling, and it's now going back on, and there we go. Reason for that is the fuel for this engine is gravity-fed rather than injection-fed, I believe. I think that's the crux of the problem. And early British planes suffered from this really badly. The Germans didn't have this problem. And unfortunately, it makes maneuvering in combat a real bastard, because if you do that too many times, your engine will just straight up die. It'll bellow black smoke everywhere, and you'll fall out of the sky. So we can't do that too often, which makes maneuvering sometimes a little bit awkward. So that's a bit of a big problem with the plane. The other problem is that the guns we have. They're mounted in the wings. We've got 8 .303 caliber machine guns, which are basically rifle caliber machine guns. They're rubbish. They really are. They're terrible. The Germans have cannons, like 20mm cannons, which can blow your wings straight off if they hit you with it. We have these terrible, terrible little machine guns. They fire quite fast, and we have a fair old amount of ammo for them, I suppose. But the thing is, they don't do squat to enemy planes. Like, you can just about bring down an enemy fighter with these things, but trying to take down a bomber with these is just an absolute nightmare. So that's another big problem, unfortunately. We're just going to have to deal with. The first planes, British ones that have cannons on them, are from 1941, so we're going to be stuck with this kind of configuration for a while. I guess we're just going to have to get used to it, but yeah, that's another annoying problem with the Spitfire. Its guns are rubbish. Trust me, you'll probably get to see an example of it soon enough, but yeah, the guns are terrible. And in many cases, especially against big planes, like two-engine bombers, we might as well be firing BBs at them, seriously. We might as well be using BB guns. In fact, if you ever play certain flight sims online, like I have, I play Aces High 2 online every now and again. In the Aces High 2 community, these 7.76mm machine guns here, these 303s, people do actually call them BBs. Like, if you've got cannons and you've got these and you run out of cannons, so you'll probably hear someone over the voice comms saying, "I'm down to my BBs. I need to return to base." So yeah, these are terrible. And yeah, anyway, so that's the plane we're trying to deal with here. In the meantime, I heard there were supposedly some Germans around this neck of France, but, you know, evidence seems to point to the contrary. I mean, they're probably not this high up, to be fair, because their airfields are, well, they're dotted around here. And they won't have had the chance to climb this high by now. And unfortunately, that means that while we're nice and safe up here at high altitude, we can't actually see a lot of the Germans flying around down there from up here. And we can't really go attacking stuff unless squadron leader over there, wherever the heck he is, I think is that him? His flight over there? Yep, I think so. Unless he gives us the go-ahead, basically. Well, you know, we can. There's nothing stopping us just diving down there and shooting at stuff, but if we don't have any friends to help us out, we're going to die pretty fast. So, yeah. This could very well, and I know it'll be my famous last words, but this could very well be a very uneventful flight where we don't meet any Germans and we just fly back to England. That can happen sometimes in this game. It's part of a whole dynamic campaign thing. It's a bit random. So all I need to do really is keep my eyes out for Germans, and we'll see how we get on. They're going to be coming from this kind of direction, most likely anyway, but they're probably below us already, frankly. Busy blowing the crap out of our artillery, and our poor sods waiting on the beaches and our ships and stuff, and we're just sitting up here because Squadron Leader Genius over there thinks that flying around at 20,000 feet is a good idea. I mean, good God, we're nearly at 7,000 meters. That's insane. That's like 24,000 feet, I think. But whatever. where we're just a lowly scrubling, just a little rookie. We don't have a say in the matter, even though we're possessed by some idiot with a joystick who thinks he knows what he's doing. Hey, oh! Right, apparently we've spotted some fighters. 9 o'clock low, so off to our left and below us. Yep, there they are. Oh, and there's more down there too. Oh god, there's loads of them. Holy crap. Okay. Oh, shut up about staying on course. Nobody else is staying on course. Everyone else is busy attacking. Oh my god, look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 German planes? Shut up! Oh god, they will keep yelling at me like that until I return to formation, but since no one else is in bloody formation at the minute. Yeah, you finally noticed, have you, squadron leader dickhead? Right. How many of these are fighters and how many of them are bombers? Because surely they're going to have some bombers ready to attack our artillery positions, right? Because that's what we're here protecting. So those look like BF-110 twin-engine heavy fighters. Don't know about the... Ooh, hello. We got some guys coming in pretty high. Oh god, stop twitching. My head tracking's going crazy. I need to recalibrate this, really. What's going around here? And the main goal here, I stress to point out, is to survive, not to get loads of kills and epic kill streaks and 316 no scopes and all that fucking crap. So I'm going to be mega cautious here. But yeah, one of our friends is getting the crap beaten out of him by a German. So let's see if we can help him out a bit. Oh, hello. Hello, he's going up above us. I should be really careful not to throttle up like that too much, because it can break my engine. What the hell? Oh, we're in some kind of crazy loop-de-loop maneuver here. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, he's got away from us. He's dived away. Right, that's fine. That's fine. As long as he's out of the way, that's the main thing. Right. Because we've got other shit to deal with up here. Right, someone's beating the crap out of that German over there. Yeah, those two set that German on fire by the looks of things. He's trailing something anyway. We've got one fella over here being chased by two Jerrys. Although this one seems to have broken off. So let's check my 6, make sure I'm not being followed. I do have a mirror up there, thankfully. Alright, here we go. It's a BF-110. This guy's got a tail gunner, so I do need to kind of watch out here, otherwise he's going to plonk one straight in the engine. Alright, come on, buddy. Let's get a bit closer so I can land some good hits. Well, try and land some good hits on you. My gunnery in this game is friggin' terrible, as you can already tell. It's something that comes with practice, and that's not something I have a lot of, to be honest. Oh! We did something to one of his engines. Nowhere near enough to bring him down, but it'll do in a pinch. It's annoyed him a bit, if nothing else. Problem is, he... Come on, you bastard, die. Die for Uncle Jingles. Look, he's flying practically straight and I still can't hit him. This is how bad my gunnery is, but hey. It's actually... I'm out of ammo. See, I don't get a lot of ammo, and the ammo I do get is terrible. Right, we're out of ammo. He, with a bit of luck, has taken enough damage that he will crash. Oh, apparently mission accomplished. Return to base. Well, okay then. You'd have to tell me twice, I'm out of here. Okay, map. Let's see. Quickest way to England would be back across here past Calais, so let's do that. Let's see if we can't climb a bit while we're on our way out of here, just to get a bit more altitude and be safe. We could stick around for a bit and see how things develop and rejoin our formation, but the thing is, right now we're completely out of ammo, and we're useless to everybody right now, so there's no point in staying. I'm going to take my chances and run while I can, and leave this lot, unfortunately, to their fate, because there's not much I can do at this point other than open the cockpit and shout nasty names at the Germans. So, which I could do, I think. Yeah, see, look, fuck you, Germans! But unfortunately, that's not going to do much to them. They don't even speak English, after all. So, yeah, let's just get the hell out of Dodge, and hopefully we won't meet any Jerrys on the way. We're looking to take out stragglers. So, let's see if I can trim my plane out here a bit. Oh. What I'm doing right now is I'm trimming my elevators, and what trimming means is making small, tiny adjustments to the angle of my control surfaces, rather than just using the joystick, which makes it more stable to fly for long periods of time. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing, because if I switched on autopilot right now, it would just fly me straight back into that fight over there, because autopilot's an idiot and tries to get you killed half the time. I believe I posted as part of one of my Q&A videos some background footage just for shits and giggles of this game, where my autopilot basically decided he wanted me to die and he crashed me into one of my wingmen and killed me. So I don't trust the autopilot in this game at all. It's evil. It has a mind of its own, and it hates everyone who plays this game. Yep, sorry, Six, there's nothing I can do, mate, unless you want me to ram the Germans, which I'm really not going to try. So yeah, I guess, looks like the skies are clear over here. I'm really a little bit nervous about some German having seen us on our way out and deciding to tail us back to England, but it looks like we're okay. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do a bit of a turn here and see if there's anything back there. Nothing in the mirror, so... yeah, there's nothing there. We're good. We're fine. So, just to seal the deal, ground control... wait, no, screw that. Technical. Aborting mission. There we go. We're aborting mission because we're out of ammo. Unfortunately, there's no I'm out of ammo, can I go back to base please thing, but hey. Because the AI will sometimes call out that they're out of ammo, but that doesn't seem to happen very often, because... oh, nice, mission complete, sweet. It doesn't seem to happen very often, because the AI apparently is just much better at conserving its ammunition than I am. I mean, you saw me spraying away there. Like, if I'd actually made some decent hits, I probably could have shot down at least 3 planes, but no. We didn't get a notification of that other guy crashing, so we don't know what happened to him. He probably just circled on back to his airfield and crash-landed, if anything. So, no kills for us, but, again, that doesn't matter. We severely ruined the day of at least one German pilot, and that's good enough for me. So anyway, I'm going to stop babbling, and I will come back when we're back over green and pleasant lands. Well, greener and pleasanter lands. Hello, Dover. How you doing? I can't see any of your fabled white cliffs from up here, but whatever. You disappoint me greatly, England, as usual. Right, well, we're back over English territory right now. We're just crossing over the coast. Amazingly, in all this time, my engine hasn't overheated yet. I've been at, like, around about 92%, 100% throttle all this time, and yeah, it's not giving me any overheating warnings, which is impressive. I guess the cooling on this thing's pretty good. In some planes, you have to mess around with the prop pitch and the throttle all the time, and your radiators and all that sort of thing, because you see, I can open my radiator, which I would go to the external view and show you what the radiator is, but it basically opens kind of some exhaust ports on the bottom of the plane to let more heat escape from the engine. but if you open your radiators, that creates, you know, like they're actually like little doorways opening, kind of, if you can imagine, which then create more drag because they get in the way of the airflow over the aircraft, which slows you down. So if your radiators are open, it's making you go slower, but it is cooling your engine faster. But luckily, like I said, we haven't had any overheating issues, so that's cool. So we're back over England. I'm going to radio ground control, ask for a vector to base. This will take a little while, they figure it out, and they'll send it back to me in a second. But I think that's our base right over there. That thing. But just for demonstration purposes. Right, 210. So you see the bottom left of the screen there, you see I've got heading. Now that's basically the compass in my cockpit simplified on the screen for us. And as you can see, he said 210, so 210 degrees is the direction of base. So if I turn around all the way around here, you can see the degrees changing at the bottom there. 210 degrees-ish. Here we go, and it is pointing us straight at the airfield, which is there. So, ground control got it right, which is nice to hear. Sometimes they get it wrong, it's kind of annoying. I spent many long minutes lost in the plains of Siberia as a German pilot because my ground control gave me the wrong directions once. Right, so that's home base. And since we're the only one around here, I guess it's fine for us to land, but I'm going to ask anyway. Request for landing clearance. Right, we're cleared for landing. Oh, sorry, cleared for landing. Because apparently our ground control guy is from South Africa. For some reason, all the British voices in this game on the radios and stuff, they seem to be a bit multinational. I guess it's because we're supposed to be the Commonwealth rather than actually specifically Britain, even though they have their own air forces in this game, like the Australians. So you get like some Australians, New Zealanders, South Africans, I think some Canadians on the radio as well, and a couple of Irish guys on the radio as well, and that's just how it is. I don't really mind. I think it sounds quite hilarious sometimes, so it does amuse me though. Like how we would have all these nationalities in one squadron. I thought normally they just sort of did this all, like, here is a Royal Canadian Air Force squadron, rather than just spattering them all about all over the place. But hey, I can't fault the game too much. It's kind of old, and the developers were Russian as well, so there's a limit to their knowledge, I suppose. But anyway, right, we need to slow down here. This is the other tricky part of the game. Now we've taken off, we've flown over to France, we've shot at some dudes, didn't get shot down ourselves. Now we've got to land without killing ourselves, which is not exactly easy, I'm going to be honest. So I'm aiming for, you see this white thing marked on the ground here? That signifies the beginning of the runway, technically speaking. You'd be forgiven for thinking this is all one big bloody great green field and I can land anywhere on it I want, but no, only certain parts of it count as being the runway. And if we land anywhere else, we'll get loads of, like, well, our plane will bounce around loads and we might crash because the ground isn't even enough for us to land on. But looks like we're okay. We're on the ground, we only bounced a little bit, and let's hit the brakes. Whoa, not too much because otherwise we'll flip over. And there we go. Home safe. Let's open the old cockpit, because why not? In case we need to jump out in a hurry if I screw something up and explode. It has happened before, not gonna lie. So we'll go park somewhere out of the way. So that no one else lands on our heads when they're coming in for their own landings. I think we'll go over here where some of these other airplanes are. Go park our asses over here where it's nice and out of the way. Because collisions on the runway do happen in this game, and I'd rather it didn't happen to me. Because that would suck if we made it through all these missions and then we died because someone landed on top of us. Right. There we go. Let's hit the brakes. Oh, do I see a lawn chair over there? Sweet. Someone put a lawn chair out. Alright, okay, let's just raise the flaps for the mechanics. You can't see them raising because they're on the bottom of the wings, but hey. And switch the engine off, and... ta-da! We're home, and now I can go into external view because we're on the ground again now. That's annoying. I didn't realize putting always on in cockpit would actually do that, but I guess it's not such a big deal. So yeah, here we are. We've parked, and it's mission's over for us essentially at this point. However, what I can do now is I can switch to our friends and see what they're up to. JX, by the way, is our squadron. So if you see a plane with JX on the side, that means it's part of our squadron. Anyone else isn't. They're from a different airfield. So JXF. Wait, seriously? I'm pressing Shift F2 and nothing else is coming up. Is this the only guy that survived? You kidding me? Well, I don't know. I'm looking at the map. It won't tell me on there, but really? You were the sole survivor out of the 8 of us that went out there? That's not good. Holy shit, okay. I'm hoping there's just some sort of hiccup here with the view changing and not everybody is dead, but we'll find out soon enough. Okay, debriefing. As you can see here, there's a little squiggly line here, and that's our flight path. We took off over here, all these weird loop-de-loops and stuff with the autopilot being on crack as usual. Then we got over here, and then it goes all fucking crazy squiggly, because that's when we got into combat, and then it goes all wobbly over here, because that's me trying to fly back without autopilot on and kind of going all over the place. So there we go. Ta-da! We made it all the way back, and now we can have a look at what happened and where. So let's have a look. 8 Spitfire 1s. Enemy was 10 Ju-87 Stukas, 4 Bf-110s, 10 Heinkels, and 2 Bf-109Es. Holy shit. Yeah, I thought that was a lot of planes down there. Squadron Leader Austin got a kill. Flight Sergeant Dave got a kill. Yay. We lost. Oh, but Squadron Leader Austin was killed, apparently. Pilot Officer McLeod was killed. Flight Sergeant Youngman is missing. So we got a kill. I guess the guy... So I'm assuming the 110 we lit up earlier and set, trailing smoke and all sorts of chemicals and fumes. I'm guessing he crashed eventually and we got the credit for the kill. Yeah, look. BF-110 C4 shot down by player. So he obviously... I'm pretty sure there's an airfield around there somewhere, so he probably went in to try and land and crashed. So we got a kill for that, even though it's sort of technically a kill, but we didn't really shoot him down. I mean, we did enough damage to destroy him later, but I don't see how that anyone could have confirmed that, but whatever. A kill's a kill. So, yep, they knocked out our artillery. Wilton shot down. McLeod shot down. Yeah, evidently he bailed out. He was shot down there, then he bailed out, and then he was killed here. So either his parachute didn't open, or he was not high enough up, and he just hit the ground and went splat. Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die, etc., etc., as the song goes. Horsey bailed out. Really? His name was Horsey? Wow. He bailed out. So, and he bailed out in friendly territory. That's an important thing in this game. If you bail out like this guy here, Sims, I can't get over the thing because it's the shot down icon's obscuring it. But if you bail out over the blue area of the map, behind the front lines here in the blue zone, you get captured by the enemy and sent to a POW camp and it's game over. And if that happens to us, obviously I'm going to end the Let's Play because that kind of counts as dying. Or I might bullshit it and say we escaped and got back to England and joined another squadron or something, I don't know. But if we bail out on our side of the lines, like Horsey here did, we get a free ride back to the airbase. So evidently he got on a boat, hopped across the channel, and he'll probably be available for future missions. So the others, yeah, Austin shot down. We didn't come too well out of that, did we? To be fair. But not as many people died as I thought they did. So there's that. I think the views are just being strange because of the settings I've got it on. Because normally we would have been able to cycle through all the others, unless they came back and landed and despawned or something. I don't know. Yeah, Youngman shot down. Sims shot down. Both by BF-109E1s. Well, that sucks, but fine. So yeah, that has been Let's Play IL-2 Sturmovik with mods and shit. And join me next time when we will... Well, let's hit apply and find out what's happening next time. Oh crap! There's a scramble. I think yeah, look, we're coming under attack. The Germans are flying across the channel this time to wreck our shit, basically. So, join me next time for that, where we are going to probably defend our own freaking airfield from marauding Krauts. Won't that be lots of fun? On the brighter side, we'll be over friendly territory when this happens, so if I do have to bail out or ditch or whatever, we'll survive, hopefully. Famous last words. Anyway, that's next time, provided anyone bothers to watch this. Ta for now, guys.